The transcendental vibration established by the chanting of the sublime method of reviving our universal consciousness. As living spiritual souls, we are all originally universal conscious entities, but due to our association with matter from time immemorial, our consciousness is now polluted by the material atmosphere. The material atmosphere in which we are now living is called Maya, or illusion. Maya means that which is not. And what is this illusion? The illusion is that we are all trying to be lords of material nature, while actually we are under the grip of her stringent laws. When a servant artificially tries to imitate the all-powerful master, this is called illusion. In this polluted concept of life, we are all trying to exploit the resources of material nature, but actually we are becoming more and more entangled in her complexities. Therefore, although we are engaged in a hard struggle to conquer nature, we are ever more dependent on her. This illusory struggle against material nature can be stopped at once by the revival of our universal consciousness. Universal consciousness is not an artificial imposition of the mind. This consciousness is the original energy of the living entity. When we hear the transcendental vibration, this consciousness is revived. And this is the process recommended for this age by authorities. By practical experience also, one can perceive that, by chanting mantras or the great chanting for deliverance, one can at once feel a transcendental ecstasy coming through from the spiritual stratum. And when one is factually on the plane of spiritual understanding, surpassing the stages of the senses, mind, and intelligence, one is situated on the transcendental plane. This chanting is directly enacted from the spiritual platform, and thus this sound vibration surpasses all lower strata of consciousness, namely sensual, mental, and intellectual. There is no need, therefore, to understand the language of the mantra, nor is there any need for mental speculation or any intellectual adjustment for chanting. It springs automatically from the spiritual platform, and as such, anyone can take part in the chanting without any previous qualification and dance in ecstasy. The word Hara is the form of addressing the energy of the Lord, and the words Krishna and Rama are addressing the Lord himself. Both Krishna and Rama mean the supreme pleasure, and Hara is the supreme pleasure energy of the Lord, changed to hair in the vocative. The supreme pleasure energy of the Lord helps us to reach the Lord. The material energy called Maya is also one of the multi-energies of the Lord, and we, the living entities, are also the marginal energy of the Lord. The living entities are described as superior to material energy. When the superior energy is in contact with the inferior energy, an incompatible situation arises, but when the superior marginal energy is in contact with the superior energy, called Hara, the living entity is established in his happy normal condition. Sometimes it is said that, by meditation, one will understand that God is seated within one's heart always. Even when one does not know it, God is seated within the heart of everyone. He is not only seated in the heart of the human being, but he is also there within the hearts of the cats and dogs. The Bhagavad Gita certifies this with the declaration of the Lord. Iswara, the supreme controller of the world, is seated in the heart of everyone. He is not only in everyone's heart, but he is also present within the atoms. No place is vacant, no place is without the presence of the Lord. The feature of the Lord by which he is present everywhere is called the Paramatman. Atman means the individual soul, and Paramatman means the individual supersoul. Both Atman and Paramatman are individual persons. The difference between them is that the Atman, or soul, is present only in one particular place, whereas the Paramatman is present everywhere. In this connection, the example of the sun is very nice. An individual person may be situated in one place, but the sun, even though a specific individual entity, is present over the head of every individual person.